Hey everybody, this is Dan Jones. We're coming back at you with another video. And in this video, I want to delve a little bit into our role in radical Islamic jihad and basically our support of that method of fighting and terror. I want to know, when has the definition of terrorist changed since the inception of the suicide bomber, uh, uh, blowing vehicles up, and when has the definition changed from terrorists to all of a sudden freedom fighters now that we know, who use the exact same tactics that was once labeled terrorism? And in some situations, it is still terrorism if the wrong people are killed. But if the guys that we don't like are killed, it's fighting for freedom. And let me give you a couple of glaring examples that I see in recent history. When we ousted Colonel Muammar Gaddafi in Libya a couple years ago, that whole campaign was a terror and terrorist-filled endeavor, backed by Britain, France, and the United States of America. We used known terrorist groups that were affiliated with Al Qaeda, which I believe is nothing but a CIA foreign Arab league that does our bidding, but that's beside the point. But these people use terror tactics. It was documented. It was filmed. It was shown all around the world, yet we call them freedom fighters. Known terrorists. Known members of the Libya Islamic Fighting Group headed by Hakeem Belhaj, who was, of course, incarcerated by Muammar Gaddafi, so he had a vendetta. But members of the Islamic Fighting Group, the Libya Islamic Fighting Group, were known to have killed United States soldiers in Iraq. Yet we support these people under the guise of freedom. And what was the result of that big debacle in my eyes? The day Libya was liberated, what did they do? They flew a Al Qaeda flag over the Benghazi courthouse. You know, the black flag with the white Islamic writing. And yet we said nothing. We sat back and pretended like it didn't happen, but, you know, then that metamorphosized into what's going on now in Mali and Algeria, because some of the same people that were trained by France, who were supported by the United States, and probably the United States Special Forces trained them too. It seems like every time some fuck-ups are being trained by somebody, the Special Forces is right there training them. These same Torag and AQM Arabs who were trained by France, now they're waging war in Mali. So you destabilize Northwest Africa with the killing of Muammar Gaddafi. And that's all it was, because, and then I love the way the media tries to spin it, like now they're trying to prevent Mali from becoming an Islamic hotbed. What about Libya? You created the Islamic radical hotbed. But let's get back on point. I find it odd that we continue to support Saudi Arabia, who is not a democratic society at all. They are one of the most extreme radical nations in the world, and they support jihad, and they support Islamic radicalization worldwide, especially in Africa. The Wahhabis are secular from the Saudi Arabian monarchy, who was ran by Britain anyway. But we are talking about Islamic radicalism when we're talking about Saudi Arabia, yet we say nothing to them. Nothing to them. I think the most powerful threat is an ideology, not necessarily the people that are implementing the ideological ideas, but the ideology itself. Yet we say nothing. So how am I supposed to feel when United States soldiers are being killed, were killed in Iraq by the boatload, are being killed in Afghanistan, which we are effectively losing, and getting ready to leave out of there with our fucking tails between our legs? But how am I, as a veteran, supposed to feel when the same tactics being deployed in Mali, the same tactics being deployed in Libya, the same tactics now being deployed in Syria are used inside of Afghanistan to kill Americans and civilians? Am I supposed to say, well, it's all right for somebody to drive up to a crowd in the now messed up country of Iraq, oh, and I forgot Iraq, and blow up 40, 50 people, including children and old women? Well, it's all right for them to do it in Syria. It's all right for them to do it in Iraq. That's not terrorism. But when they kill our soldiers in Afghanistan, oh, that's terrible. If they kill somebody in London, oh, that's terrible. But when these same tactics are deployed with our support in Syria, oh, they're just fighting for freedom. They're just fighting for liberation. So don't worry about it. So what motivates a person to strap a fucking bomb on their body and walk into a crowd of people? What's the difference between someone doing it in Afghanistan, someone doing it in Pakistan, which they're doing it now, someone doing it in Iraq, someone doing it in Syria, someone doing it in Nigeria? What's the difference? There's no fucking difference. It's still terror. But we can support it on one end and shun it on the other end. Same people, same ideology, same beliefs, look the same, act the same. If they met each other in the dark alley, they would be brothers. They would pray together 5 times a day. What's the difference? So am I criticizing that? No, I'm not. But what I'm saying is we should stay the fuck out of stuff that we don't understand. Because at the end of the day, trust me, they fucking hate America. And in a lot of ways, I don't blame them. Because look at what we've done to their countries. Created fucking cesspools in their countries. Look who we prop up in their countries. Yet, we can send an 18-year-old to Afghanistan and say he died for freedom and have all these fucking rednecks on Harley Davidsons lying around crying, escorting his casket down the street, which I feel is appropriate. But we support repressive, oppressive regimes around the world that send people right into this box to kill this 18-year-old soldier. And we just supposed to throw our hands up and say, God bless America, tie yellow living around a tree and be happy. That's all I got to say about that. I got to go make some money. Peace.